Good evening. Welcome to the Media Speaks. DLAKE for PREZ. I have a full plate of news and information tonight, so I hope you info warriors brought your appetites. I hope you're hungry. Alright? If you know anything, you might know that last week Rand Paul did a 13-hour filibuster on the floor protesting John Brennan being appointed director of the CIA. He had a lot of questions about drones, and that's the part that we took in the mainstream media. We talked about the drones. We talked about, you kept asking the same question for 13 hours about will our rights and our constitutional inalienable rights be protected, yes or no? Because the president's like, well, I haven't really killed anybody yet, but I might, and you never know, and just, watch what you say and be real careful. And I'm going to appoint John Brennan here to the head of the CIA. And you're like, whoa, whoa. I mean, if you're Rand Paul, you're like, whoa.
I rise today to begin to filibuster John Brennan's nomination for the CIA.
And I was like, John Brennan? John Brennan, is that right? Well, DLAKE, I've been a reporter now for almost a year. Go check my YouTube start date. I got an anniversary coming up in 8 days, on the 22nd. Alright? Today is March 14th, 2013. Okay, yeah. Right. Published on May 27th, 2012. DLAKE for PREZ, the Daywalker. That's right. You might be able to tell, it's daytime, I'm still alive.
We get this right. You want me, and I'll bet you. Will you?
Guess honey just runs in my blood.
You sure about this?
I covered this article, and lucky for me, it's still in the database at Infowars.com. The one-man death panel. Obama's Counter-Terrorism advisor. Well, who's that? Well, that's John Brennan. Brennan withdrew his name from consideration for director of the CIA in the first Obama administration over concerns about his support for the use of torture by the CIA under President George W. Bush. Instead, Brennan was appointed Deputy National Security Advisor, a position which did not require Senate confirmation. And now the senator is protesting this guy's nomination here. So what's going on? Well, also last week, John Brennan swore his oath. Swore, you take the oath to the Constitution. Well, he took that oath on a draft of the Constitution, which did not include the Bill of Rights. If you've read any of these articles in the Bill of Rights, you know how important they are, and you know what the hell Rand Paul was talking about. And when this guy, who supports torture, loves all that, he was Obama's one-man death panel, John Brennan, Counter-Terrorism advisor to President Barack Obama, has reportedly taken on the lead role in selecting which terrorists will be targeted for drone attacks or raids by the U.S. military or the CIA. Oh, okay, so this guy's used to doing all the drone attack targeting and raiding and using the military and or the CIA. Brennan and his small team of commandos at the White House now consult with the State Department and other agencies on who should go on the target list. Right. After consulting with others in the administration, Brennan is in a position to tell Obama who next should be killed. Some officials in Washington told AP that giving Brennan so much power threatened to turn the White House into a pseudo-military headquarters. This guy, Brennan, man, he just sounds like bad news. Let's wrap this up. Brennan, I'd really like to sit down with you, pal. Maybe have a brewski, steak dinner, fully loaded baked potato, and try to get on your good side, Brennan, because I don't want to be on your bad side. And John Brennan has been caught peddling serious falsehoods in highly consequential cases, including falsely telling the world that Osama bin Laden engaged in a firefight with U.S. forces entering his house and used his wife as a human shield, and then outright lying when he claimed about the prior year of drone attacks in Pakistan. Quote, there hasn't been a single collateral death. Oh, that's according to Glenn Greenwald at Salon there. And in addition, Brennan has been a public supporter of torture and the kidnapping of suspects, even if it meant handing them over to the regime of a dictator. Even if it meant handing them over to the regime of a dictator. Even if it meant handing them over to the regime of a dictator. And John Brennan has been caught peddling serious falsehoods in highly consequential cases, including falsely telling the world that Osama bin Laden engaged in a firefight with U.S. forces entering his house and used his wife as a human shield, and then outright lying when he claimed about the prior year of drone attacks in Pakistan. Quote, there hasn't been a single collateral death. Oh, that's according to Glenn Greenwald at Salon there. And in addition, Brennan has been a public supporter of torture. Alright, well, maybe now you understand why Rand Paul did that 13-hour filibuster, why he was citing specifically the 5th and 6th Amendments, the Bill of Rights. This guy likes torture, kidnapping, you know. He looks like a rough guy. He'll kick your ass and probably launch a drone somewhere in my neighborhood. I'm DLAKE for PREZ. Have a great night. I'm DLAKE for PREZ, themediaspeaks.com. Have a great night. Even you, Brennan.